Hi there, I'm Dr. Norris Goldberg, and I'm the owner and clinical director here at Boulder Chiropractic. And hopefully you remember this guy, Dr. Tom Gruber. Say hi.
Hello!
Me and Dr. Gruber have been working together, I don't know, like almost 3 years now, I think, right?
At least 3.
And Dr. Gruber has gone through quite a journey over the last 4 or 5 years, and we thought it'd be a good idea to just almost do a brief recap and give you a little update about Dr. Gruber's practice, and if you need his help, how you can find him. So, Doc, tell us what's happened over the last 5 years, because it's been a lot.
It's been a whole lot. I've kind of been under the radar since the Marshall fire.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, you know, we went through an episode of having all kinds of leakage in our office down in Boulder, and we had to move out because of black mold.
Mm-hmm.
So we had that, and then we didn't have a place to practice, and you rescued me. You know, it's a good thing that I, was directed your way by your best friend, and down in Denver. In practice, we got it rolling pretty well. We cut back a little bit because, we're getting older. Well, it was December 30th, 2021, the Marshall fire happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I was home with my wife making lunch, and we were the fourth layer row of houses that got hit by that fire. Look it up if those of you are out of this area. It leveled my entire development where I live, 270 homes.
Looked like a bomb went off.
It looked like a hydrogen bomb went off.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like that.
And so the winds were 140 mile an hour gusts with a standard, regular wind speed of 120. Mm-hmm. And there was an electrical spark that triggered this, and everything was dry, so there was all this grass that was pretty tall because there's a pasture for cows, on the open space, literally just a few houses away. And the thing traveled like a freight train at us, and there was no warning. We saw a little smoke, and then all of a sudden the smoke turned black, and we knew we better get out of there right away. By the time we got in the car, we couldn't even see to drive. We couldn't see the front of our car through the windows. So
lucky to be alive.
Yeah, it was pretty harrowing. The trees were on fire. The bushes on the sides of the road were in our neighborhood. Just a few houses down that were blazing, and then got to the end of the block just a few houses more, and that house was half burned down, and the flames were just roaring, and they were blowing over across the road. So they probably hit our car when we were coming out.
Wow.
Yeah, we couldn't see where we were going. There was a traffic jam. We couldn't move out of the way of the fire. You knew you were just about to die, all that stuff. So I think that, along with smoke inhalation, really shut my brain down pretty badly.
Well, not for nothing, we also have, I don't know if it's over or not, but, there's been this pandemic that's been going on for several years, and that really had a huge effect on all healthcare providers in the area. And really, honestly, took a lot of our colleagues out of business, whether it's chiropractors, massage therapists, people who really, work in more of a cash-based model. Once people stopped coming out of their houses, it really hurt us pretty bad. So, we made it through that.
Yeah, there was a lot of stress.
You made it through fire, and then you had a couple surgeries as well, right?
Oh yeah, I used to be an athlete, and I just banged my body up so much, and then. Our work is very physically demanding. That's part of the reason why we chose to do it, because who wants to sit around in a cubicle all day?
That's right.
So, my mission in life has been 2 things, okay? Spirituality and health.
Fair.
That's been it. That's the theme. And so chiropractic really made a lot of sense to me because it's a health care, science, and art, as opposed to the common medical approach, which is all disease care.
Right. Salutogenesis versus pathogenesis, right? And we're salutogenically focused here at this office, trying to get people healthier,
right,
not just ailing their symptoms, right?
And to be honest, you played a real big role in my recovery from PTSD. So the thing that happens when you're under a lot of stress is your muscles behave in an abnormal way. and you could be asleep and you could have a nightmare or a bad dream or something, and you could contort in your bed and not know anything that's going on. But also just stress, when it gets in the way of the nervous system, just changes the whole way your body functions. And so, I mean, I think for a while there, you were seeing me a couple times a week, maybe. Mm-hmm. And then we kind of stretched it out to once a week for a while, you know, and then, every other week. But the thing was that I just couldn't really function very well. My nervous system was shut down. So my brain was not controlling my body very well. And then on top of that, when we left our house, there was so much smoke in the air that you could sort of see your breathing. It was like there was so much black soot that got into our lungs and brains and physiology. What I found was that, like the first night, we had to stay in a hotel for a little while, and the wash rags are clean and they're white, and I took a shower, and the wash rag was black afterwards from all the and there's these little nanoparticles that cross all the barriers of your brain, your lungs, your gut, everything. It just gets into your bloodstream. It will get into the cells of your body, or cross over cellular membranes and gunk up everything. And if those things are getting into your brain, that can really shut you down.
Well, and the building here over on Cherry Street, we were almost burned as well. We were almost like one of the few buildings that were spared practically, if you look at where the burn zone was. And even though we weren't directly hit, it kind of hit the perimeter and the bushes. The smoke was so bad. I mean, we had to get this place professionally cleaned as well, because there was these little black crumbs all throughout the office. And so we got the HVAC cleaned. We feel safe about it now, but it was a concern for many people, and probably a lot of people watching this video who didn't necessarily lose their home, but were affected in some way by the fire, right? And good thing that we're here for each other, because Dr. Gruber's been helping me take care of my body as well, because I was getting adjusted prior to having him in the practice, but having a doctor on standby to take care of me when I have my bumps and bangs and things like that has been a huge asset. And also, not for nothing, I'm a young doctor. He's a seasoned vet, and he's given me some profound wisdom in terms of how I can, manage my life and my stress, and even in the practice, how to help patients more. And, we've been collaborating on things clinically as well. We're not just buddies. We work on cases together. We work on patients together sometimes. I think we probably would both say we've taught each other something, which is kind of cool. And one thing I knew when Dr. Gruber was kind of slowing down a little bit, I could tell he still wanted to practice, and he was physically limited. And part of it was those joints that were breaking down, right? And so you got your shoulder replaced, you've had your carpal tunnel fixed, and of course I'm taking care of his spine. And I mean, you're moving better than ever than I've seen him in the first several years I've known him. And I know one thing is that you really are still passionate to help people, and I know that you're feeling more clear-headed, you're feeling healthy again, and while you still have patients coming in to see you on a regular basis, there's probably many more who are wondering, where are you, and are you still available to take care of them, right?
Yeah, this morning I was next door. We have a really nice little coffee shop next door.
Yep.
Where it's like a community center in there, and I ran into the guy. He and his family lived at the end of our street, and they were probably the second house to burn.
Wow.
Their house was on fire when they left.
Wow.
And the wife ran out of the house, grabbed her two brand new babies practically, and they were naked.
Yeah.
And I don't think she had very much clothing on either. And they ran out, and the weather was kind of chilly, and jumped in their car in the back seat, and she was in there with two naked babies and couldn't see out of the windows. And then Bill, her husband, ran back into the house to get the two dogs. They have two Labradors, and then was wanting to get the turtle and the cat and all that stuff. And she was panicking because she didn't know what was going to happen. She thought she was going to die with her two babies in the car. So he was there, looked at me, and I hadn't seen him in over a year, probably 2 years almost now, and said, "How are you doing? And are you still in practice?" And he was a patient of mine. you know. And
Yeah.
the thing is, I have not sent out any newsletters. I haven't done any podcasts. I haven't done anything on my website. You know, I've been basically pretty silent. And I think my patients have so much respect for what we do. You know, they were willing to come in and know that I was kind of a little bit shook up over the whole thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and so
Understandably so.
you know, so I've been silent. Nobody knows where I am. I run into people. It's like, I haven't heard from you in a long time. You know, so you know, the reason I'm doing this video is because Dr. Goldberg suggested that I do it. You know, I probably would still be silent at this point because I just didn't want people to, you know, see me the way I was.
Well, and it's understandable. You know, I always talk about this and thinking about my own life, my own practice. You know, if I'm not healthy, if I'm not, you know, my cup isn't full, it's hard for me to serve, right? And so we're in an industry that, you know, takes a lot of us physically and mentally and emotionally, and we love doing it. We're very passionate about it, but if you're not in the right place at the right time, it's very hard to do. So I can understand, you know, how and why you would slow down over the last couple of years, but again, going back to you know, feeling healthy again, you're feeling like you still have passion to practice and to help people, right? And you still have a lot of talent and a lot of skill. And like I said, he's taking care of me, and I'm very happy, obviously, with my care. And I just want to encourage everyone here that if you need Dr. Gruber's help, he's still in practice. He's still here. He's still kicking, and I don't think he's going anywhere, at least for a few more years. And you know, eventually I'll be here, and you come see me. So we both practice very similarly. We both are NUCA certified practitioners. We take care of the whole spine, though. We work on all the joints that are necessary, and we use a very objective approach to correct people's spines, right? And that's something that, you know, we clicked on right away, and that's why we've been good buddies since. So you'll probably hear more from both of us, but I just wanted to, you know, thank Dr. Gruber for, you know, being a friend and a mentor in my life, and for hopefully having helped many of you. And so at the very least, let's reconnect with Dr. Gruber, let him know that everyone's still out there and that you are thinking about him. And again, if you need chiropractic care, Dr. Gruber is here to help you.
Thanks, Dr. Goldberg.
All right, guys, we'll see you soon.